Hey there, wonderful audience who have joined the revolving relationship today. Get ready to embark on an incredible adventure with us. Subscribe now and let's explore the concealed secrets and uncover the truth together. Today, we will delve into a challenging topic that is relevant to all of us on our journey: handling deceit and betrayal. Well, my friend, today's story about OP found out his fiancé cheated and heartbroken. Let's see what happened. My 30M fiancé, 30F, has been texting her coworker very sexually for months now. I have been feeling a strong emotional and physical disconnect from her for months as well. I've brought it up many times, but it's always her hormones or stress, which I 100% agree. We both have very stressful, high-paced jobs and also 2 young boys, 5, 6. I decided I'll check her phone just to see. I've never felt a disconnect like this between us, and she always used to be all over me and over the top lovey and touched, so this is far out of character for her. Lo and behold, I see messages going back to February to her 47-year-old male married co-worker. It won't let me attach images, so I'll just try to highlight the main concerning texts, which is nearly all of them. It started off because she's into smut books, if you will, and he apparently writes smut short stories. She read him an excerpt from one of her books. He felt the need to text her one of his short, super dirty stories. She replies to this saying it's hot and he's a good ass writer. Couple messages go by and he's making obviously but subtle sexual comments to her, saying how did they get a camera in my room to write those books. There's too much to repeat all the messages, but to highlight, he keeps making comments sexual in nature. She replies to one about a sex dungeon, saying if you had a room like this one in the hook I'll he over, to which he says not anymore, I'm married. She says something, then he says I didn't say I was happily married. More conversation, then he says he has bad knees, but that doesn't mean he still doesn't get his heart rate up. She says I have a bad back, we would do great together. He says I would get a swing to swoop you off your feet, insinuating a sex swing. She says talking about swings and have one at home collecting dust as we speak. Sex swing. A lot of inappropriate conversations happen for months. A few more key things is they have a quiet room at work. It's like a single person small room with one couch for employees to go relax and unwind at, totally isolated and hidden from plain view. There are a lot of messages about meeting together in the quiet room. He says I would never knock on that door unless I knew who is in there. She says if it's our break time you know it's me. He says it's super cute, she called it our break time, and that he needs written permission to enter the room while she's in there. She replies a smiley and says that he can come in the room anytime he wants if she's in there. Fast forward to next shift. All she sends is a time 1730, and he salves as always. Then she says good boy, that was your written invitation. I've also met this dude once at her co-worker's party. He sat right next to my fiancé. I sat across the table, and I noticed with 5 minutes of meeting this guy that something was suspicious. He was openly being flirt right in front of me, so much so that I texted my friend and said I don't like this guy that's sitting next to my fiancé, he's scheming. I sent that message as this was going on in front of me. This happened after the messages were sent about going to his private sex dungeon and gun sweeping her off her feet with a sex swing. But the event took place months ago before I knew these messages existed. My fiancé claims nothing has ever happened physically between them. The messages are leading me to highly suspect otherwise. She has no excuse other than she doesn't know what happened and what she was thinking. She's extremely apologetic and has him blocked now. I reached out to this guy's wife, and his wife has no idea about this whole situation and says that this guy has cheated me. Prior to this, our relationship has been extremely healthy and she's was my dream come true. I never expected this. What would you do? Would you call off the wedding? I feel like this is cheating, and I know I will never be able to get over this and trust her again 100%. She's apologetic beyond belief, has blocked him and said anything I need she will do. She still works with this guy, and always will. I'll always have doubt about her now, and I'm worried she will do it again. If I wouldn't have caught it this time around, it would have continued for God knows how long, and probably went even further the way things were escalating. Is this cheating? TLDR, my 30M fiancé, 30F, has been sexually texting and meeting privately with her 47M married, previously cheated co-worker. She denies anything happened physically, which is very hard to believe with the nature of the messages and private meeting.